This video, I will be discussing the assignment for the unit, the future career assignment. So you have the paper copy of this assignment in your green folders that I've provided you with, paper copies at school. You will also have a link to an electronic copy of the assignment sheet that is found on the news feed. So I'll first be speaking to this sheet, and then I will be speaking to the research package, which will be due on Wednesday this week. So, the future career research package. So part A of this component of this assignment, it's kind of like a project, is completing the task that we did today for the Ikigai and completing the my blueprint, at least 2 of those tests. If not any 2 of the blueprint ones, any other career cruising forms or aptitude tests that you find useful online to help you determine a future career to complete your pamphlet and project on. Part B is the research component. So begin to research your future career and answer the questions in your research package. So your research package is a 5-page package where you will label your name, date, career of choice, and you will go through the different requirements needed. So the questions and answers that are provided in here. So note, keep track of all the websites or resources you access to find information, as you will be required to submit a works consulted page upon completion of your research package. Educational or practical requirements. Identify the education required for your chosen career and or the practical training hourly requirement to obtain your certification in the space provided below. Identify top 3 schools that would help to support your certification, as well as the graduate expectations required to get into the program. So you need to be able to answer those questions in the space provided, either typed or handwritten form. Next, 8 essential skills. If you were to classify the 8 essential skills needed for your job, what would they be? Hint, in order to determine what some of these skills might be, it is advised that you actually conduct a job search for that future career and look at the qualifications posted on the actual job posting. So for example, if you go on to Indeed and find a job posting for a plumber, for example, you will look at the skills and requirements that are needed. So you will need to have the following skill sets, right? And you would be listing some of those. You might not find all 8 in one posting. You might need to look at a lot of different job postings to see and come up with the 8 essential skills required for that job. And you're going to find and copy and paste the job posting that you used, and you're going to post them in the space provided below. If you are doing it by hand, you will need to have a printout, which you will include in a photo option of your project at the end. From those job postings, you will then determine what those 8 essential skills are. Next, provide an example of where you have already demonstrated the learning of these essential skills, or where you hope to achieve the learning outcome. So for example, maybe an essential skill would be to be able to communicate and have good customer service with someone. Well, an example of a skill you already are learning and demonstrating would be in English class and other classes where you're required to communicate or present ideas to others, working in group settings or team settings. That could be another example. So I would provide a specific example, presenting content in an English class or classes in high school, being part of a team, basketball team, and learning how to problem solve, how to overcome obstacles in the team or in the game situation. So those would be example of essential skills that you have already. So you're going to list those 8 here. Why this job is essential to you. So here you're going to provide a reason, an explanation for me. Why is that job important for you? Then why this job is essential or important to the global local community. Why do we need that type of job in society? What are the qualities one should possess if wanting a job in this field? So what would be the characteristics of the personality of the individual in this job or career? You can list those there. What is the average salary for this job? Then websites used for your research. So to find any of that information that you completed in the research package above, please complete a Works Consulted page for the websites you visited to conduct your research. You may choose to use Noodle Tools or the handout provided to you in class by the teacher to organize your citation. And you can use this as a bank to kind of copy and paste the URLs here, but copying and pasting them here is not the Noodle tool. Okay, so you can put the URL here, so www.whatever the link is, and then underneath it you can provide the Works Cited or Works Consulted Noodle tool citation right underneath it. Okay, and you will list that for any of the sites you used for information. That is the research component. The research component for you guys is due on January the 20th. Okay, so it is due on Wednesday at 9 a.m. It should be completed in PDF form and uploaded to the Dropbox. Okay, now I'm going to discuss the pamphlet, which is due on the Thursday. Information pamphlet. Step 1. Create an informational pamphlet that has the following headings: educational or practical requirements, 8 essential skills, why this job is essential, qualities needed for this job, average salary. So those headings, if you haven't noticed, are all the ones that came from your research package that you completed here. So essentially, you will be taking the information you found here and providing it in a pamphlet in a more simplified manner. Step 2, editing and adding visuals to your pamphlet in order to make your pamphlet appealing. Add distinct color, font patterns, bolding, font size to make your pamphlet visually appealing. This pamphlet is to be digitally created, and because we're not in class, to be submitted in electronic copy formats, which will be PDF format or JPEG format. Programs you can use to complete this can be a variety of them, as simply as using Google Draw is an easy one to do. You can access Google Draw by going to your Google Drive, click on Drive, click on the plus sign, and go to More. And you'll see Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, Forms. Click on More again, and then you will see Google Drawings. Once you're in Google Drawings, you'll be able to create your pamphlet in there. Okay. If you want to do divide it in half sheets, you can do it in half because it doesn't provide very much space to complete it. You can divide it into 3 sections as well too. And you can do 2 separate documents. So front page of pamphlet on one sheet, back of the pamphlet on the back side. So if technically it would be printed, it would be front to back like that. Okay, so no more than 2 of these sheets should be filling the information. I would focus on making sure you have color and detail. When you go to complete your drawing, you simply go File, Download, PDF, or JPEG. Okay, PDF is best, and it will save that as a PDF format. You will then upload that into the Dropbox. The easiest way to do it, I think. The last component is the presentation component. Presentation of your pamphlet. Present the information of your pamphlet on the classroom Flipgrid. Videos should be no shorter than 2 minutes and no longer than 3.5 minutes. Use clear pronunciation of words at a moderate pace. You may choose to show yourself in the video as you present, or focus in on just the pamphlet while you have the voice in the background. Regardless, the visual components of your pamphlet need to be easy for the teacher and peer to see. So you will use the attached QR code to gain access to the Flipgrid. You can gain access also through the D2L website or by clicking the following link. If you want, you can scan your phone camera over that code and it will bring you to a link to the Flipgrid as well. Many different options for that, okay? And your presentation for that is due on the 22nd, which is the Friday, okay? So our week's focus is going to be on completing this assignment, broken down in stages. Research, pamphlet, presentation. But I've given you the whole overview so you are aware of the full expectations, all of which are to be submitted into the Dropbox.